Tonight on the 10 o'clock news, two former JEA executives go on trial tomorrow to face charges in what some have called the greatest scheme to defraud the taxpayers in the history of Jacksonville. Former JEA Chief Executive Officer Aaron Zahn and former JEA Chief Financial Officer Ryan Wannemacher, they are both accused of trying to take millions in personal profits from the proposed sale of the utility.
This is all tied to a controversial bonus plan, which would have cost taxpayers millions. If convicted on all counts, each of these men could face up to 25 years in federal prison. News4Jax reporter Ariel Schiller spoke with an attorney about the weight of this trial.
A trial for what's been referred to as the biggest planned fraud against the city of Jacksonville will start Wednesday. Former JEA executives Aaron Zahn and Ryan Wannemacher are at the center of that trial. Balkis Plata, a defense attorney with Plata Shot Law, is not associated with the case. She says Zahn and Wannemacher were trying to sell JEA under the guise that the organization was in financial trouble, when that was never the case.
They're convincing people to sell JEA when on the back end, they're going to be profiting millions of dollars. JEA was never, in harm's way. And they were going to be stealing millions of dollars from the city and from its citizens.
News4Jax reporter Jim Piggott spoke with News4Jax political analyst Rick Mullaney about the case. Mullaney is the founding director of the Public Policy Institute at Jacksonville University. He's also a former city lawyer. He shared what we could expect from the trial.
You're going to see the prosecution bringing out, of course, the financial misrepresentations, the alleged death spiral, the motivation behind it, and that the motivation behind it was clear, and that is to motivate the board to sell JEA, and the misrepresentations to the board to get them to approve a potential sale.
Both men are being tried at the same time, but will each have their own jury. Plata says it's so each person can have their own fair trial.
Each juror is focused only on the person that they need to find specific elements. The prosecutors have to establish certain elements. And so the jurors will be looking individually for each person of whatever jury they're sitting on.
Here's a look at the makeup of those juries, starting with Aaron Zahn's. It has 8 women and 4 men. Now looking at Ryan Wannemacher's jury, it has 7 women and 5 men. The trial was supposed to start on Tuesday, but hardships came up for several jurors, meaning the trial was pushed back a day to replace those jurors. Plata says by prosecuting these crimes, the federal government is sending a message that it will protect cities and citizens from fraud.
Could it potentially be trying to set a precedent or maybe make an example of these 2 men to make sure that other people understand that when you take on these positions, that you can't be doing this kind of business behind closed doors?
Absolutely. They were put in positions of extreme trust. They have the weight of the city. JEA is a city-run company. And so the fact that they are being paid by the citizens, it is a huge responsibility and undertaking that these men had. And they absolutely breached that trust for their own financial benefit.
In Jacksonville, Ariel Schiller, Channel 4, the local station.
The trial is expected to last about a month. Opening statements, they plan to begin those at 9 a.m. tomorrow.